when it comes to these worldview questions, you see the same issue of truth is there. And the question of how do we know the truth still applies to those. For example, whether you're going to continue conscious existence when your brain is no longer functioning. Right? That's a good question of fact. And now, how we settle that, that's a difficult thing to argue about. But if it is true, then it's true regardless of what you or I may think about it. I often shock my students, we're discussing Descartes or someone, I ask them, what if it turns out you can't stop existing? Well, I mean, there you have Hamlet's problem, don't you? He wasn't sure he could make an end of himself with a bare bodkin, to sleep, perchance to dream. Aye, there's the rub, right? So now here's a question of fact or truth. And it has incredible bearings on how we approach our life. Am I fundamentally a material object that exists, gets organized by DNA and exists for a little while and then I stop existing? Or am I an unceasing spiritual being with an eternal destiny in God's universe? Wow, what a difference. See? Now, the main worldview questions, basically, you can boil them down to three. You can add a couple more here and there. But the main ones are the nature of reality. What is reality? And then, of course, associated with it, what counts as knowledge of reality? Because knowledge enables us to negotiate reality and to hopefully live in some comfortable relationship to it. I often define reality as what you run into when you're wrong. And often that is an unpleasant experience. And so, you know, if you're counting on there being gas in your tank and it's not there, well, you will run into a reality that will strand you on the freeway, and who knows what will happen to you then. So, I mean, the nature of reality is a crucial question. Is a human being, go back to the case I'm using to illustrate, are they just a physical organism? Is all there is to thought and will and artistic genius and aspiration and knowledge of a whole field of French literature or something, is that just chemistry? So now that's one of the major questions. Another major question is, who's well off? And you would immediately reply, of course, students at UCLA, because they have a bright future, right? And that's at USC, we promise everyone they're going to be successful. But this is a profound question. Who is well off? And can you still be well off if you have cancer? Or if you don't get your PhD? Or you don't have enough money to go on and get your BA degree? Can you still be well off? Who is well off? And that is a profound worldview question that reflects itself in nearly everything that we do. Who is a really good person? That's another big one. Actually, people are more concerned about that one than they are about who's well off. You can get a fight out of someone by questioning whether they're a really good person much quicker than you can by questioning whether they're well off. You know, you say, well, you must not be well off. You don't drive a Lexus. They'll look at you and shrug. But I can give you some other language that they will fight you right quickly, you see. So that's one of the deep questions. Am I a good person? It's one of the deepest worldview questions that human beings deal with. They're constantly concerned about it. If you have any doubts about it, your blood pressure will immediately go up. Right. I mean, try it. I am a stinker. Blood pressure goes up, right? Or even Joe thinks I'm a stinker, right? Blood pressure goes up. I mean, these are really pervasive questions that trouble us all the time. Well, let me hasten on. I mean, the truth of the matter is, we could list others, like how do you get to be a good person? That's a good one. Questions about what counts as knowledge is very big on the campus. See, those are worldview questions. They organize our lives as a whole. Now, what I want to say is that all teaching institutions, great teachers, even little teachers, give answers to these questions. And I mention here Jesus, because he's one of the most obvious people to mention. There never has been anyone who has been more influential in his teaching about these things than Jesus. But of course, he's not the only one. Plato, the Buddha, Freud, and UCLA. UCLA answers these questions. They convey an impression of the truth of a certain worldview.
For more information about the Veritas Forum, including additional recordings and a calendar of upcoming events, please visit our website at veritas.org.